Hello.
Hi Laura, how are you?
Good. How are you?
Good, good. Wow, another episode. We are here again.
Yes. Our little talk show.
Wonderful. So you're not in Spain?
No, I'm in Bulgaria now with family. And soon the seaside. Can't wait.
Wonderful. Ah, so you went to Bulgaria just to swim?
I
It's
went
from
there
Spain.
to pick up my parents and get them to give me a free vacation by the seaside.
That's really nice.
Strategic.
Family vacation at the sea. Good, good, good. Wonderful. Okay, welcome friends. Welcome everyone who is joining. And those who don't follow Laura, please follow her. Don't Those who don't follow me, please follow me, so
Yes.
that yeah, we remain connected.
And yeah, just to explain, Dev is a spiritual teacher. He's my spiritual teacher. I love his courses. I love his vibe. I learned so much. And we decided to do this together so that we can, give some insight, answer some questions, talk about spirituality for those who maybe think it's related to talking to ghosts or being religious or, all these misinterpretations. And so we try to pick topics that are relevant. Today we wanted to talk about a little bit about relationships. We wanted to talk about procrastination and fear and laziness. And so we have also some questions that we're going to prepare for you guys that I think are very relevant. They're like some big topics that Dev is going to have an amazing input that I think everybody can really learn from. And hopefully we can help even one person, then that's the goal.
Yes, absolutely, absolutely. Even if one person is getting help, is basically fulfills our purpose. But also, all everyone who is connected and everyone who listen to us later on or listen to anybody, I just always want to always make this point to everyone, and again want to suggest this to everyone who is listening, that whatever you listen or read anywhere in the world does not matter from where you are learning, because there is no specific place from where you have learned. You can actually learn from everywhere, anytime, in all these situations. So whatever makes sense to you or whatever you learn from anywhere, just immediately make sure that you implement that in your life, make that thing a part of your life. Then that learning will not remain as a mental knowledge, it will really manifest as something beautiful in your life. And that is the best way to learn, that not let it go just by listening to it and reading it, because internet and other things are full of this wisdom. But whatever makes sense to you, just immediately, don't let it go, just immediately grab it, absorb it, and let it go deep inside you. Let it sink in and become part of your life, become part of your personality, and then everything is always good, because this learning will really then help you you know
Good advice. I think that. Yeah. Or like they always say, like,
I'm
oh yeah,
on.
I know that. I've heard that before, and yes, I read about that. But I mean, there's a massive difference between sometimes knowing something and actually implementing it in your life. So
Yeah, yeah. There is a huge difference between knowing something and living that. There are 5 steps from knowing. The first thing you come to know, and then when it comes to become part of your life, there are 5 steps. And actually, your solar plexus chakra is lots of involved in that entire process. Of course, we take that subject sometime later. But the thing is that if you are just keeping your knowledge in your mind, then your mind is becoming full of knowledge, and it will start giving you this kind of feel that, yeah, you are already living it, while it's not there in your life, it's just in there in your mind. So you have to make sure with your awareness, with your mindfulness, that whatever you like to be in your mind, is it in your life or not. So that gap should not be there. If you fill that gap, life is beautiful.
Perfect. Should proceed to some of the questions that I think are going to be interesting for us to answer. Yeah. Okay.
Yep, yep. Let's talk about the topic of today, which is don't waste your life, darling.
Okay. And do you want to talk a little bit about why we picked that and why it's important?
Well, yeah, because for me, life is very important, and I really respect my life. I really love my life, and I really give it that much priority and importance, and that's what I actually ask everybody to do. Now, the most important and most easy thing way to respect your life is, and to give your life a priority is, to make sure that you are not wasting it on anything. You know, wherever you are giving inputs through your life, you are investing or you are procreating. You know, something creative is coming out of that, something beautiful is coming out of that, something growth or transformation is coming out of that. You know, it can be any kind of thing, and it can be any kind of growth. Can be economic, can be career, can be social, can be relation, can be physical, anything. You know, it's just like that. Okay, you have started of exercising, you are joining the gym, you are paying the money, you are giving your 2 hours every day, and nothing is actually affecting your body. You know, your body is still the same, you are not growing in your body or muscle strength or whatever. Then what will you feel? You will feel that, oh my god, you have just wasted this time, this effort, this money, and this hope, this feeling. You know, so it's basically wastage of everything, and that means it is wastage of that part of life.
Yeah.
Now if you invest on something and in the and you get good result, then you feel great, then you feel satisfied, then you feel happy that, man, now this was not wastage, this was the best thing probably I have done for myself. You know, you feel things like this. That satisfaction level or that happiness actually give you, it's not only about which is coming from that thing which you have achieved, but it actually gives you great strength and great motivation to keep moving in your life.
Yeah.
And it works on many levels. More are those levels which are not that apparent. You know, it works on your subconscious level, your unconscious level, and it brings about a great strength and positive change in yourself. You know,
Yeah.
so what, and that is why any kind of achievement, small or big, gives you great happiness and keeps your mood, you know, happy and nice all
Yeah.
the time. And in fact,
Oh,
that time when you are satisfied, you don't even need to, you don't even want to bother about small things or whatever. You say, ah, I don't care, I have bigger things to celebrate right now. You know, so
yeah.
that's a life.
That's
Yep.
true. I guess like the things that we do that make us happy, we only start doing more and more of them. And then we become more consistent with that because they bring us joy and they make us grow in one way or another. So I think it's really important to be able to divide your energy in what really matters and to be strong enough sometimes to walk away from the things that no longer serve us. But unfortunately, it's not that easy always. People struggle doing that sometimes because they're too much inside their heads. They care too much about other to the thing or whatever ropes and that prevent them from doing that. So yeah, that's why mindfulness is so important, and that's why we want to incorporate that into a practical approach and like our everyday lives. So
Yep.
I want to ask you something about relationships that, I think a lot of young people, and not just young people, I think a lot of people generally struggle with is why do some people attract toxic relationships or even stay in relationships that they know are not fulfilling, that they know aren't healthy, they know aren't what, they know it's not what they really want, but they can't walk away. And then even if they walk away, they attract the same thing in the next partner. And so they're never fulfilled. They have major insecurities in their relationships. They allow people to mistreat them. Why do you think that is?
That's a very important question, and understanding the concept can actually help many people in this world. The answer is not pleasant. You have to understand it, because I'm not here to give pleasant answers. I'm here to give real answers. And we sometimes hear this quote say, nature is not kind, nature is impartial. And nature gives space to all kind of things in itself. Right? Now this means that if nature is making a lion, nature is making a deer near the lion to feed the lion. Nature is making the grass near the deer to feed the grass. Nature is making different kind of insects and grasshoppers near the grass to make the grass grow nice, and so on and so forth. So it's a beautiful hierarchy and a coordination and cooperation and automated system nature works with. Now this means that whatever you have inside you, you will find a consumer for that. This is how nature works. All right. Similarly, if you are a consumer, you will find somebody who can give you what you can consume. A giver. Now, if you understand this, and this is not pleasant, I told you, this is not pleasant at all, but this is how it is. Because nature is not kind, nature is impartial, and nature gives space to everything in it. Again, understand this. Now, what are you? Are you who can consume bad things also in life? Then you can get somebody who can easily give you bad things. Are you a giver who can give bad things to others? Then you will surely find someone who can consume, who can take in your bad things. This is not, I'm not talking about right or wrong. Understand, nature works beyond right or wrong. Otherwise, we will not be having this pandemic. We will not be having those floods. We will not be having those wars. We will not be having many those things which we don't feel good about. Right? So nature does not work with right and wrong. Again, this is not pleasant, but this is real. So you have to learn to think beyond right and wrong and learn to think how nature works. Because you are an individual in yourself, but what is coming into your life is actually coming from nature. It's coming from life. It's coming from outside you. So that coming to you or that going from you is actually bound by the nature's law. Right. So what energy you are giving, if you are strong enough in yourself, and if you say, hey man, I'll not take any shit, that means you announcing that you are not remaining a consumer anymore for bad stuff in your life. When you do that, then nature will not believe you. Nature, or let's say life is also part of nature. Life will not believe you. Life will take exam. Hello, you are announcing? Okay, let me check you. How strong are you really? And if you cross that exam, then life will believe you. And then you can change your life. And that is where we always say that you create your own life. So even if unknowingly, believing that, okay, nature is kind and life will be great, and when the parenting happens, when we grow up, everything is so beautiful, kind of a fairy tale life, everything is so comfortable, and you are brought up in that kind of manner, and then suddenly when you're grown up, you find that, hey, life is not that easy. There are assholes everywhere, and then you also don't realize that you also become asshole sometime for somebody else.
Of course, yeah.
Right, of course, it always happens. But because we don't understand impartiality, we always want to be partial towards ourselves. And we always also want nature also to be partial towards us, that it should take care of us or life should take care of us,
Yeah.
right? Which is against the basic concept of nature or life itself, because life and nature is not partial, they are impartial.
But I have,
Okay.
and so if you are strong enough and if you do choose the right things for yourself, then life can take care of you, correct? Because it's what you put out
Right.
there.
Like, right. I'll come to that. I'm coming to that, how it works, because I just want to explain this. Once you understand this, you will not have any problem in life then. So what happens that uh, when we when we are growing up, we feel that okay, everything some will take care of me or life will take care of me and stuff. When you grow up and then you realize no, it's not that kind. It's like okay, I can get what I want, but I have to earn it. It will not be just given to me. Or even if something is given to me, then some other exam will come along with that. And if I don't cross that exam, if I don't clear that exam, then even if I have that comfort, I will not be able to enjoy it. For example, people have best of the beds, but they don't have sleep,
Yeah.
right? So it's the same thing, that if you don't know how to earn your bed and your sleep together, you are
Yeah.
not enjoy your bed, right? Life is like that, and it's beautiful. Why it is beautiful? Because the entire system actually makes you grow. It makes you flower, and there is no escape. You can keep procrastinating, you can keep running away from situations, you can keep giving blame to others, but actually that really does not help you, that doesn't change anything in your life. The only thing that changes something in your life is when you take your stand, when you announce that I'm strong enough and I'm not gonna take this shit, and you have to realize that this has to be done through you only. Nobody else can do it for you. And it cannot also come just as a gift.
Yeah.
Even if to receive gift from nature or universe, you have to be eligible. You have to earn it. The life works on earning. Right? Now, so what happens that when you realize that I am unnecessarily getting fitted into the receiving end, that somebody else is pouring the bad stuff and I'm just receiving, and somehow I have fitted myself. Whenever you realize that, please stand up for yourself and do something to change it. Have strength, and if you cannot change it, do something to leave it, because that is also changing.
Yeah.
First, stay and change. If you cannot, leave and change. Right? Both are changing. Now, stay and change also can be of different level. One, you can change the source from where the problems are coming. Can be emotional, can be relation, can be other particular things. Or if you cannot change the source from where it is running, you can cut yourself from that you are not getting impacted by that, and you are living your life. You have created your aura, your own kind of dome within that bigger space where nobody can disturb you now, and you are living your life happily, because you are coming out of that stupid receiving zone. Or
Yeah.
if you can do that, if you cannot create that dome, another way is just leave and change your life. But remember, when you leave and change your life, don't feel that, don't or any time imagine that there would be a red carpet for you when you leave. Because leaving appears best. Leaving appears very lucrative. Oh my God, I can just leave this thing and I can be, everything would be great. No, there is no red carpet out there.
Yeah.
Everything you have to earn. Whether you stay, whether you leave, you have to earn. Right? So you have to be strong.
True. And that's the same you would say as well with the cases of domestic violence, and domestic violence being such a big issue in today's world, and actually forever it's been such an issue, right? Because of sort of the fear and the inability and the strength of somebody wanting to value themselves first and wanting to do what's right for them, being too afraid to leave, being too afraid to start over, not thinking that there's like another life out there or something that's better for them, right? Yeah.
Right. Actually, it's not only about the domestic violence, it's about the violence.
Yeah.
If if a human is violent, then he has to release that violence. If a human is loving, he has to release that love. If a human is happy, he has to release that happiness. Whatever you have, you will release it. Now, if you find yourself stuck with a violent person in a domestic situation, and you are not, you are just taking that shit on you. You are just taking that violence. Again, the same setup that, okay, somebody wants to give violence, somebody is okay somehow to receive violence. And believe me, you say that, oh, I am getting abused at my home, or I am being a victim of the domestic violence. I keep meeting people keep reaching out to me with these kind of situations also, and they say, no, I am not okay to, for the domestic violence. I don't want this in my life. It is wrong. I
Yeah,
say, darling, you are actually okay. Because if you would not be okay, you would have walked out long ago.
that's true. Yeah.
If saying that tells lies, does not matter what you feel in your mind. That's exactly how I started this talk. That whenever you learn something or you feels good in your mind, bring it to your life, because this gap will kill you. So it doesn't appear okay to you in your mind, but it's still okay in your life. And the life at large, or universe, or nature, listens to your life and not to your mind. And
Yeah.
since you are still staying there and you are receiving that domestic violence, life is getting that idea that, yeah, you are okay with it. And
Yeah.
it's a perfect combination. Somebody wants to hit you, and somehow you're okay with that, which is horrible, which is horrifying. I hate it. I just don't like it. But please, all those people who face this, wake up, get up. It's not okay.
Yeah.
And don't think that you know that it's not okay. It has to be shown through your life that it's not okay. Take the step, stop it whatever way you can. Does not matter. Whatever way you can. And then that life will be better. Whatever life you choose yourself, you create yourself with your strength and with your passion and with your own care and self-respect, respect out of for your own life. The road may seem dark, but remember, even behind the black hole there is light. You just start crossing that tunnel, and light is waiting for you in the other on the other end,
Yeah.
right? But please, everything, whatever energy you want to give to life, to universe, it has to come out of your life and not only through your mind.
Yeah.
Only mental affirmation does not work. Please, it has to be in your life.
Thank you. I think that that's a really important topic for if anybody does get to hear this. I think that's really useful to know that yeah, standing up for yourself and loving yourself is the most important thing you can do for yourself.
Your Laura, your voice is breaking in between. Now you have to be little near to the phone, I think.
Can you hear
Yeah,
me now?
yeah, now that's okay.
I have another question for you. So, from your experience as a spiritual teacher and with all the students that come, why do you think so many people are so lost and confused and tell you that they don't know what to do with their lives and they feel unfulfilled and they're seeking for a grand purpose? Why do you think that is, and what do you usually advise those people?
Yeah, all those people are actually Alice in Wonderland. Don't know where to go, and so many things around, all the new things. And the problem with today's world is basically problem of plenty. You have everything available to you. You have your phone and you have access to all sort of things, all sort of information, everything. And well, this is actually a power if you have a purpose. And this is actually a problem if you don't have a purpose. So it's basically if I am walking through a shipyard or a space where there are so many different kind of tools around me. If I am a mechanic or if I am an engineer or if I have something to fix, I will feel damn happy that man, I have everything available here, whatever I needed in my life, and I can make use of them and I can fulfill my purpose or I can just, complete whatever task I have. All right. Now enter another person who has nothing to do with all these tools, and he is walking through and he would be like, oh my god, this is boring. Why so many tools? Why? I mean, what do I do with that?
Yeah.
Because he has purpose to deal with them, and then the more he will walk in that space, he would feel bored, he would feel tired, he would feel irritated, he would feel angry, he would feel frustrated, and he would feel that let me just go out of here. He would feel lost, and in that self struggle he will leak his energy. Why?
Yeah.
Because he has no purpose to do with those things. This means that whatever so many things you have in your life, find a purpose with them. And if you don't have any purpose with them, leave them and focus on your purpose first and try to gather things, resources, people which are purposeful for you. Like if you want to be a meditator, or if you want to learn meditation, or if you want to be a swimmer, you will find those friends who are swimmers.
Yeah.
Or who are meditators, which we say choose your tribe, find your tribe. You will, if you want to be a swimmer, you will go shopping for your swimming costume and swimming gadgets and those kind of thing, and you will not waste time in looking at say cooking site. You will focus more on the swimming sites, right? Or swimming videos. It's just that. So when you are just involved or occupied with random things in your life all the time, this means you are just wasting your life, you are leaking your energy, and this is going to make you tired sooner or later, and you will feel frustrated, and then you feel half in your life, because whatever way you have crossed, whatever path you are walking on, you never knew any purpose. You don't have any purpose.
Yeah.
Purposelessness makes you tired, purposelessness leaks your energy, and purposelessness disrespects your life.
And your time that you have.
Yes.
And actually on that note also I wanted to ask, do you think that our fear of death sometimes prevents us from, and death and even failure and like always these sort of like strong negative emotions that are the end, do you think that they prevent us from us having faith and trust in order to live our full potential and the life that we want? So like the fear of failure and the fear even of death, like do we always stay in our comfort zone, and that's why so many people don't ever live out their dreams and their full potential?
Yes, absolutely. Actually, fear of death and fear of failure, they both work in a different manner, but basically the culprit is fear. Fear stops you. Fear is the block of soul power. Fear and guilt, these are two blocks of soul power. Fear stops you in everything. In everything. I always say, even in my training, probably you also have heard it, that even if you live for one day, but live fearless. It does not matter. Fearlessness is the biggest thing you can achieve in your life. Whatever you have to pay for it is less.
Yeah.
Two most important thing, two most valuable things in life for me is fearlessness and peace. I don't let them go for anything.
How did you
All right.
like how did you battle fear? Like before you became a meditator, you probably, you probably
Yeah,
have your doubts and your fears. How
I
did
had many stupid fear, and the best way to face to kill your fear is that face it heads on. Just go into that situation, face that fear heads on, and grow from it. Maybe you get failed, perfectly fine. Try again, try again, try again. Don't live with that fear, and you will succeed. But there is no other way to overcome your fear.
yeah.
All other things are just temporary reliefs. Believe me. If you are not strong enough, if you are not taking care life, respecting your life, you can live with fear. But if you really respect your life, you will not allow yourself to live in fear even for a single second. Just face your fear, heads on. Now that's about fear. Now fear of failure. Well, that's actually a stupid idea because it's a game. You will lose some, you will win some. You can never win always. So fear of failure is a very stupid idea. It comes from, I think, childhood pampering. Yeah, that's a major culprit for it, right? Somehow, I was pampered, but I was not. As a child, I was not that too pampered. I was like nicely trained to face life. So thanks to my parents for that. Um, but fear of failure is something which is impractical, which is impossible. Right. If you are wise enough, you can understand this that you cannot win always.
Yeah.
But but people who live in fear of failure are actually they find it they make it their comfort zone. Basically, they find it as their escape route. Actually, they don't even want to try. They just want to live happily, sleeping on their bed. Like we spoke last time, that yeah, your bed is the most comfortable place for you, but then you are not born to just keep lying on the bed. You know, it is like if imagine a ship tells you, "Hey, I feel fear of drowning. I feel fear of breakage on the mid path." You will say, "Hello, stupid! You are a ship. You are not born to be dogged all your life. You are born to go in the deep sea, right? That's what your purpose is. That's what your life is. So you cannot have this fear of deep sea. Similarly, man, you are not born to just live in your comfort zone. And you are also not born only to win. Nobody is.
Yeah.
So you win the final battle. Forget about the result of small wars. Even if you lose small wars, you can win the final battle, and that is having a great, fulfilling, happy, peaceful life. That
Which
is the
is on
final
the other
battle.
side of fear.
And that is on the other side of fear, exactly. And this is what everybody is seeking at the end of the day in the world. So that is the final battle for everyone.
Yeah.
And if you can achieve that, believe me, all your failures are actually stepping stones on your path. Right? So face them, don't have this. And fear of death. Believe me, know this very as soon as possible, and remember this always, that anyway you're gonna die. You cannot stop it. And that's the deepest motivation actually I have. You know, I know that okay, whatever is my age, maybe few years are left, my body is still functioning nice. So let me use this time and this body and this energy for the best possible things I can produce in this world and best possible sharing I can make in this world.
Yeah.
Basically, this idea of death or dying, that you will die someday, before that, at least do something which can be good for people. I don't do it for my, okay, people will remember my name and stuff. I mean, I don't even really care about that. But I just want to spread and share all my knowledge, all I have, to the people eligible like you, that so that you can keep spreading it further. And I expect you also to keep doing that without bothering about that. How much name you earn, how much peace and satisfaction you earn is the biggest thing, right? So know that you are gonna die and make it your best motivation. then you don't need to look for any other motivation in the world, believe me.
I love That's so beautiful because I mean, I used to have all these self doubts and fears, but yeah, like I also understood that in the end of the day, I mean, if I really want to like live out my dreams and have the life I want, I mean, being in my comfort zone isn't really gonna get me that. And I think facing them, I mean, so what? You fall down, and then eventually you get up. And the thing is, if you have faith, what you said, like trust, you know, like you taught me that it's important to trust in the universe, that there's always like divine timing, that there is somebody outside of us also protecting us, looking over us. Um, Not necessarily God. For people, it can be God, even that, because I think believing in something like that is beautiful, knowing that there's nothing to be afraid of, that life is like levels and your soul never dies, actually. So for those that are spiritual, you also know that the soul never dies. In this lifetime we get to experience these things, to travel if we can, to eat good food, to meet nice people, to dance. You know, that's why you start your sessions every time with dancing, because it's
Yeah.
connection, it's music. You want people to sort of understand that in order for them to open up, you want them to move, you want them to laugh, you want them to actually just live. Like, we forget as we get older the little things that we do that make us happy, like that, moving, like traveling, like watching our favorite movie, like I don't know, just things that we never appreciate. And yeah, I think that, you know, the fear of death is something that prevents us from a lot of things, and fear of rejection and failure too. And it's sad, and I hope that people, you know, try to understand more that really there's nothing to be afraid of. And once you actually do fail, you see that the only thing is other people's opinion. It's usually, that's the fear of rejection, of what other people, or sorry, failure, what other people will think of you. But the failure itself, it goes away like everything else in life. When you're happy for some time when you buy a new car, and then maybe if you lose money, you're unhappy as well for some time. Like, nothing lasts forever, neither the happiness nor the sadness in that way, you know.
And when you start to analyze your life of how other people will approve it or think about it, you are already failed.
That's true.
Because even if they approve you or not, you are already failed, because you are being their puppet. You are being their mental slave. You are not respecting your life. You know, you have to feel, you have to always take care of what you are feeling about yourself, how you feel about yourself, how you feel satisfied with you. You know, and if you feel that, all right, I am a good human and I just want to live a life as a good human, that is it. You know, that will give you great direction all the time. You don't need to look at other people, because when you feel that you are a good human and you just want to live a life of a good human, you will always do so good things that you will feel happy and satisfied with himself, and that is it. You know, and who bothers about people? Because people are not there out real. Believe me, there is no people out there. All the people are there in your head. Everybody else is just individual. They are also your fellow human beings, which need love, which need peace, which need happiness as much as you do. Where are people? There is no people. Right? Those are your reflection in them. Look at everyone around you, and you will find that it's just you and them, because they also need the same what you need.
And they also have the same worries that you do and the same fears. So I mean, we're all
Exactly.
uh,
So,
so
in healing yourself, in growing yourself, you are actually healing others also. You are healing the world. That starts from you.
yeah. I think this is a beautiful talk. We are going to have another one probably next week, right?
Yes?
Okay. And
Sure.
I thank you again for giving your time and all your experience. It's such an honor and a pleasure to be able to have these talks with you, learn from you, to help hopefully others learn from you as well. You know how much I appreciate you. And
Thank you. Thank you.
has any questions, you guys can always message us. Please follow Dev his content is very useful, but even more his story and everything that he stands for. And yeah, we're gonna be back next week. You should talk about the chakras, because that's gonna be super interesting.
Yeah, we will try to talk about everything as we move forward. No worries.
Perfect. Well, thank you so much. It's been such a pleasure. And
Thank you so much.
let's do this again soon.
All
And
right.
for everyone,
Take care. Bye bye.
bye.
Bye. Bye bye.